Hey guys, this is Kim Cow. Welcome back to Touhou Genesis Software. It's been a little while since I've recorded this once again because I'm still working through the backlog and stuff as, I guess, a dating mechanism for this. Not that kind of dating, obviously. I just uploaded the first part of this stage today, so I guess that kind of indicates how far stuff has gone, but that's because I've had a lot of other things on my mind recently, so yeah, kind of gotta record a lot of these at a time. So, with that said, we are going to try and get a slightly newer team up here. I mean, obviously, Alice and Sunai are kind of going to be in basically all of these games, and Sunai is eventually going to level up to the point where she learns a new skill, her final skill, probably her most useful, abusable skill at the very least for stuff here. But I want to try and take on Room B today and see if we can find any mini-bosses there. So we're going to have Byakuya and Sakura involved in that. I want Byakuya for Room B, most definitely. And Sakura is just generally pretty useful. Let me just double check. Surely does have a Thunder skill. I think I do want to switch Royal Flare for Selene at the very least here. And I'm gonna switch out... probably switch out Cold Lightning for regular Thunderbolt here because Thunderbolt is a bit stronger and one of the enemies I want to fight is actually Lightning weak, so I would like to have that around. So yeah, this is potentially going to be a short part, depends on exactly what goes on here, but I haven't refreshed any of the other rooms yet, so if I go through like Room C, there shouldn't be any enemies there. There's no enemies in this room, so yeah, there aren't infinite new things going about. I'm not going to go fully checking everything because I have not gone ahead and done all the saving stuff to reset the rooms. But Room B is a room we have not yet gone into too much, so let's go ahead and fight the enemies in here, and honestly that will probably do it for just now, although I may tack another recording onto this later, depends on how stuff sets up. But yeah, let's kill some dudes. Perfect, we actually get an item from that guy. That demon is surprisingly durable, I guess, when you don't have light attacks on you. It's really kind of hard to take out, but whatever. We also get 3 level ups, and here is the skill that Sunai gets, which will make her even more amazing. Wind of Miracles is a fantastic thing to have, a rather usable thing to have as well, and yeah, it's just a great skill all around, and we'll see why very shortly. It's also the second last skill that she learns, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, Sakura also gains a level, which is pretty good, as does Reimu, and we get the Demon Shield, which is going to be Sakura's new shield right now because it is better than the Obsidian Shield. So, defends better against physical attacks. It only defends physical, but it defends it very well at 40% of the time for a heavyweight shield, and it has a good amount of magic defense for some reason, even though it will never work against magic. That's just one of the fucking things in this game. But it enhances your physical attacks by 10%, which is really good. So now Sakura should hit about 10% harder than before, which is nice. Comparing to the Obsidian Shield, it has less resistance, sure, only 30 res compared to the 80 here, but apart from the fact that it has a passive buff, it activates more often and has better physical defense. So, very, very good shield all around, and now there's only like 2 or 3 enemies left in here, but I need to go back and heal because I had to use Little Legion quite a lot in that fight. So, yeah. Alright, Byakuya gains a level here too, which is pretty good. A decent amount of HP here. She does have plus 60 because I have the muscle belt 2 on her right now. But yeah, not too bad. And then this is actually the last enemy in here right now. And unfortunately it's not the one I was after, but oh well, that's how it goes. So yeah, we'll have to fight the mini bosses in here a bit later. I think I will go ahead and like tag on another recording thing, or maybe I'll just pause the recording here and when I'm done I'll try and refresh the enemies and get the mid-boss stuff in here, because really it's showing a fight with the mid-bosses is what I want to do here. I don't want to go on my other file to do it. And also there are planes and stuff going outside. Apologies for that, I need my window open because it is rather warm outside. But I don't really want to go ahead and just do them on my other file, because my other file is so ridiculously high level compared to this one that I would kind of just crush everything. And that doesn't really seem fair, I guess. You know, it's not really a fair comparison because it's not at the power level that I would be at right now. If I was to go ahead and just go on my other file, then you would not really get an impression of how dangerous these bosses truly are. I mean, you kind of would, but it's nowhere near as difficult, obviously, when you are such a high level. And Patchouli gains another level here too, speaking on that. But, as a kind of example, one of the bosses, one of the encounters down at the very bottom floor of the post-game bonus dungeon had 2 of the moon snakes from this stage in the same fight. And whilst I didn't crush it specifically because I was low on resources, I kind of did take it out really easily compared to, you know, trying to take out the snake here. Like, trying to take the snake out at the moment is really, really hard in comparison. But I think I've actually cleared out basically every enemy bar like 1 or 2 in this entire stage at this point. So there isn't a whole lot else to really do. Like, I haven't cleared the enemies in this room, but the 2 mid-bosses in this room are so freaking difficult to do. Like, they're freakishly powerful, these ones, so I don't really feel like that's a great idea to, you know, go for just now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause recording stuff here and then try to refresh the enemies in the stage, like go to other stages and heal and all of that stuff, and then we'll attempt to find the mid-bosses again, because that would be nice. If I can't find them soon, like maybe within another cycle, if I can't find most of them, then I'll probably just try and do the final boss of that, and we'll call it a playthrough, because this has already been, what, 4 or 5 parts by now of just kind of, you know, fighting enemies in this stage. Trying to find the important stuff. So yeah, and I mean, I don't know how much I really intend to look at doing post-game stuff. I've been discussing it with people so far, and I'm not convinced that it's a good idea. So okay, so we have our first of the new enemies here. This is the tree mid-boss, mostly. This is, what's it called again? The Bodhi Tree. So, this thing will pummel you with light-based attacks for all eternity. I believe it's weak against fire as well as dark, so that's kind of cool, but dark is obviously the main element you would like to use, because otherwise it's just going to wreck your face with light power, and that is not specifically good, like, at all. So yeah, you really don't want to be dealing with the super powerful light-based stuff. I forget if it does any status. So I've only fought this thing about twice, like ever. It's very rare actually. It doesn't. This boss doesn't seem to show up too often compared to the other one I have here. So Sakura is obviously going to be the main damage dealer with stuff here, and her having a dark element would be useful to keep the land further down in favor. So that would be the idea. It has holy, so that is something that you can try and learn with Satori if you are daring enough. And it does have other stuff like Travel Wave as well for Earth power. So I guess it's Earth and it's a combined Earth and also known as thingy about light attacks. Don't know why I couldn't think of that there. Yeah, I guess I should probably use Salicel there, but I would rather wait until I have my magic buff for that. So that is what we are going to do. And now Jack the Ripper should be fine. I don't know what the evasion on this thing is like, so I might miss here. And it's actually not weak to dark. Okay. It's just because it uses light-based stuff. Yeah, it's really not weak to that at all. Maybe I should switch to Rendowing for fire then. I honestly thought it was weak against dark. So that's why I've even got Dark Sword in the first place, but apparently not. Also, Alice is getting destroyed here, so yeah, her being focused on is not the most fun. I guess I'm gonna switch to fire then. It's gonna be a bit of an odd thing, but oh well. It happens. I guess just using dark attacks would be nice to keep the land down. Also, it can control this. That's what it was trying to do there. So that's kind of gross. But yeah, when I switch to fire, Sakura is going to do a ton more damage, and that is pretty cool. Because everybody's kind of low on health this turn, I'm going to Little Legion here, and I'm actually going to use Goddess Breath with Byakuya, because that will give me a pretty strong heal. I know it busts the light land, so it's kind of unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Really, this thing's just got enough HP where I want to use the strong hits. Yomi would obviously be much better than Sakura for this, but I need to level up Sakura, so yeah. I guess the combination of stuff though. Wow, that didn't kill Sakura. Why didn't that heal Sakura? What? As a white pierce, that should have hit Sakura as well, huh? Okay, I actually seriously thought Sakura was going to get healed there as well, but whatever, she can just get healed by Sakura this turn. And I need to try and keep the land down, so we shall just go ahead and do that. I managed to get the Jack Tree up to... God, that is hitting really hard. I've managed to get the Jack Tree all the way down to 20 points at it now, so Sakura's knockout cooldown's at -2, which means that she will just be able to she'll be able to attack every turn with that. I guess I'll use this heal, because then Byakuya can have Goddess Breath available next turn. Although maybe Dark Heal would be better because Alice needs healing as well, so we'll just go with that and we'll just hit as hard as possible, basically. Now that I know that Goddess Breath apparently doesn't affect Sakura down the bottom though, I suppose I'm going to have to... Ouch! I suppose I'm going to have to ouch, but I'll go ahead and use Soul Sculpture instead for healing Sakura when I need to. Let's go ahead and use Reimu's one card thing here so that damage gets reduced by 20% this turn. 20% is quite significant at this stage of the game, so that's okay, and there really isn't any need to do anything else here. What is your buff status like? 2 turns on that, okay, we're fine. And you have 3 turns of your fire left. Okay, so I might buff that in a couple of turns. Just so I don't have any downtime with it. That would be kind of nice. Because Byakuya does have that nice trait, Bodhi Tree, where she can keep the basically she overrides them, which is very nice. And as the light line starts getting higher, this attack comes in a fair bit, which is going to be awkward on Chili because she is weak to it. Starlight Web can only be used when light land is relatively high, and it's a multi-target move. I think it can cause a stat down as well, but I don't remember what it is, so yeah, it's a nasty attack. You don't really want to be dealing with that too often, so that's okay. I'm gonna Dark Heal this turn, I think, so I can try and bring the land down a little bit further. I guess I should really use Silent Cell on it too, but it won't do as much damage as the fire attack, and I think I just need to kill this guy as quick as I can, you know? Just rather than trying to manipulate the land, it's fairly well, like, weakened, so I should really just focus on killing it, you know? And I guess Alice is really showing just how amazing she is here. She still has enough HP that I don't have to worry about her. We're going to fire Sagia so she doesn't run out of that. And yeah, we'll just keep on going as we are. Soul Sculpture is a pretty powerful attack when I need to heal for Sagia, which will be next turn. Patchouli managed to null magic somehow there. I think it's because the Earth Land is really high. She has, in her growth tree, she has the ability to null land damage from the highest element. And I guess that's what happened there, so that's pretty cool. Let's reduce damage again with Reimu, and we shall multi-heal this turn. I do have Flying Fantastica, so that's pretty great. I was going to physical attack off this turn, but I don't think I'll need to. So Flying Fantastica should give us a bit extra experience, and we will... Actually, I don't really need to Soul Sculpture, do I? Let's just Jack the Ripper then. And just get these last hits here. So Flying Fantastica boosts my drop rate and experience here, which is really nice. Only 10%, it's kind of really unlucky, it's the lowest it can be. But whatever, you know, it's a minor boost, and that is still better than nothing. We'll get bonus experience with this as well, I think. Starlight Web is probably going to kill Alice here. Or not, no. And we did get the weapon drop, okay. So we got the equipment drop from this guy, which is really good, and everybody except Sana gets a level up there, it's kind of cool. Yeah, so level 70 for Alice, 840 HP. She will reach the HP cap before the end of the game. Before the end of the post-game, like before she maxes out the level, she will hit the 999 HP cap, which is kind of funny. Byakuya gains level, also the controller is kind of good, sorry. But yeah, Byakuya over 400 HP thanks to the muscle belt, pretty good. Sakia actually gains a really cool attack here. Suction World is a very neat skill. It's not something I use too often, but it's a very fun attack, fun light field spell, so you might try and use that soon enough. And Reimu gets an upgrade to her column-based Yokai Buster, so now that has the same attack strength as the Hyper Amulet. And we get a weapon I have never actually picked up before. I don't have this weapon on my other files, so I don't even remember what this does. So let's first take a look at the skill. So I'm gonna place that, I think, instead of Private Square. Private Square or Murder Doll, I don't know. Probably Murder Doll because it's not really doing that much damage. But Suction World, it basically means that every attack, both the enemies and yours, has a roughly 10% heal rate on them. So like 10% of the damage that you deal with an attack, I should use it instead of Private Square. Roughly 10% of the damage that you deal gets put back as HP. This does affect the enemies as well, but because of the massive difference in HP totals from the enemies to yourself, it really doesn't benefit the enemy monsters that much. Like, even if they did like 200-300 damage, which is usually the high end of attacks that you would survive, that's only going to heal them for about 30 HP. And these monsters, of course, have like 10,000 HP and that sort of range. So it honestly does not affect them very much. But your damage can be in the hundreds and thousands as well, and that starts healing, you know, tens, hundreds of your HP, and you really don't have that much HP compared to the enemies. So it does benefit you even though it's only a 10% heal. So that is a very cool skill to have around. Like, Patchouli can basically keep perpetually healing herself with this, and it's really fun. It's a good alternative for healing stuff here. Anyway, let's check out this weapon here. It is hella powerful, actually. Good lord. Let me press that a sec so we can see, in comparison to the previous thing that we had, it's actually a lot more accurate too. But yeah, the Skull Smasher was the previous drop that we had for an axe, and it's only 149 power and 25 exorcism. Granted, it can reduce physical stats, but this thing has double the exorcism and 168 attack with the accuracy of a weapon that is like way below it. Like the mallet was something from the bunny fairies in stage 9, you know, in the Ante. This is how far back that accuracy goes. That is gigantic for a weapon of this power. Super cool. If you are using axes for attack, this would probably be what you would want to use. However, it doesn't have magic reflect, and Sana is using the axe because of the passive, not because of the attack. I guess Aya would maybe be able to use it somewhat well. Moko could probably use it quite nicely, but her own weapons are pretty good too, so yeah, that is the Bodhi Tree. It drops Rimu's material and is pretty cool. So now I have to get back to heal and then fight more dudes. So yeah, let's go do that. Alright, Reimu gains another level here, level 59, pretty good. Still a lot of HP, but she does have a bit of a warped growth tree at the moment because of maximizing her bomb count, so that kind of explains a fair bit of it. And there is one more level for Sakura, so 59 here. A lot of HP, once again the Kusanagi's coming in here. I don't know if she's going to keep that for the rest of the game, so she might not have that HP total by the end of everything, but well, she has it just now and that's what counts, so yeah. Okay, so it seems when using Suction World that magic doesn't heal as much as physical, which I didn't know. I'll be completely honest here, I had no idea that that was actually a thing. But looking at it, the Sakuya's physicals are healing 10%, but Chuli's magic is only healing about 5% of the damage back, which is still good. It just isn't quite as much as I was thinking here. Because yeah, that 780 doesn't quite translate, but you see that 1700 does translate, so it does favor physical, but the fact that you can still use magic to heal is pretty amazing, to be honest. Like, that's just such a cool concept, you know? I don't remember if this thing resists it or not, so I guess we're gonna find out this turn. Let's see. And Patchouli gains one more level here as well. Still getting bonus experience. I don't think that's going to last too much longer. But yeah, that's a good amount of HP. And you again. Oh man, this thing is just so fun. Alright, and after that crazy battle, Byakuran does gain a new skill, which is Diabolic Energy. So, we have had Goddess Breath, which is a white pierce permanent cure thing, and now we have Diabolic Energy for another potential heal, which is a column heal that will recover bad variety status. It doesn't affect good variety, it's one of the few dispel-like traits that you have, or, you know, skills that you can have which does not affect bad variety, good variety even. And really its only weakness is that it's a column-based heal, whereas, you know, Goddess Breath is a wide pierce, so I could use it on Alice and heal everybody except apart from Sakuya. But it's still pretty powerful. I don't know if it's worth taking the bomb up, however. That is the one concern that I would have with it right now, is that as a bomb skill, it may not be worth it. But it is a very cool effect to have around, so that's, yeah, it's a neat skill. I just don't think I've ever really used it because of the fact that it's only a column-based heal, but it's really good in formations like Sunshine Lunch or Thunderline if you are using that for electric-based offense. And of course it can be very good with Suneye doing single target healing in this formation here. So I think I actually will go ahead and put it on, because it synergizes with the other dark attacks I have here. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we are now in Room A, since all the enemies have been cleared out of Room B, and we have ourselves one of the mid-bosses I've already fought in this particular file, and that is the Dark Mercer. So this thing is kind of like a Yukari, except only half like it, and really I would like, instead of, like, this is not a great party to fight it, because Byakuran doesn't really do anything here, and I only really have Sakura for physical attacking, so this isn't an optimal party by any stretch of the imagination, but this thing is essentially your standard sort of Yukari. It can do face smash, so Daze is a thing, that's why I'm going to defend against that. And I think it has a decent bit of evasion, so we'll need to accuracy buff Sakura here. So basically, this thing has 9,999 HP instead of the usual like 10 that, you know, between 6 and 10 that the Yukari would have around about now. And it has the same immunity to all magic stuff, so Patchouli really isn't going to do much here. And hopefully you can't hear that in the background, but that is a lawnmower going up, like basically the garden mower. Like yeah, it only has 50% resistance to physical, I think, but it has so much HP that it can be really difficult to take down, actually. So I think Suction World is definitely something I want to put up here. It also has the Megalight Beam attack that I have showcased before with what's her face, Satori, so that is a thing. Also, it takes like no damage from Chuli apparently, so that is pretty great. We do need to attack buff here, and there's no point giving an element. I don't really need a heal here, so I guess I just won't waste my MP with that at the moment. And well, I guess we'll just have to see what the strongest skill here is. When I did this with Yomu, Dragon Fang Strike was a much more powerful skill than Crescent Wing Slash, but Jack the Ripper by itself is more powerful than Crescent Wing Slash, so I don't know if that's going to play out the same here. So yeah, oh, ouch, that did a lot more damage than I wanted it to. And yeah, that does absolutely no damage whatsoever. Oh man, okay, so not exactly a great beginning here, I will admit. Let's just go ahead and make sure Sana doesn't die, because if she kinda dies, then like this whole thing falls apart. So there is that. Guess we're gonna Dragon Fang Strike and see if that does more damage here. And there's the Megalight Beam. Doesn't actually do very much to the back row, but yeah, you can see 200 damage. That's not great though. Yomu was definitely much stronger in this fight. Yomu's attack skills are way better if I'm not missing, so I don't think we really have the damage output to win here, but I don't know, let's see what a regular fight does to it. If it probably won't, yeah, it doesn't really do anything. I need to use skills here in order to take it on, and I also need to buff other people's accuracies if they are actually going to be able to do any damage for themselves. So yeah, I really don't have much to go on with this. Like, Dragon Fang Strike was essential, other than that, it's basically can I survive it? That is the main thing. So let's find out. Well, if I get a crit, that might help. That definitely does do a bit more damage, but even then, this thing's got 10,000 HP and I'm at most doing 400, and I don't even have the MP to fight that. So I'm probably gonna have to run from this, but you've at least seen what the fight is, and that's a good thing. How much damage does Soul Sculpture do? If Soul Sculpture does a decent bit of damage, then I might... No, that's still not enough. So here's its other attack, it's the Base Smash. It does a lot. Of course, it's healing for quite a lot because of the suction load too, so it's kind of a bad idea putting that up. But I honestly thought Sakuya could do more damage to it. Like I said, Sakuya is really not very good in this stage at all. In being brutally honest here, Sakuya does not do a whole lot here. So, unfortunately, I think that is basically sealed it that we will have to run from this because it has too much MP to like outlast as well. That's the other thing. When I'm only doing 200 damage to it, it just doesn't win. You need multiple physical attacks for this. So if it doesn't just outright kill us, which would be kind of nice, there we go. The catch is, the other mid-boss in this room is very anti-physical. You need magic attackers to take care of this, so this is a tricky room to prepare for in that sense. And I'll try and find the other one, but no guarantees. Well, at the very least, Raimi does gain yet another level here, so level 60, pretty solid. Alright, Sakuya gains another level, all the way to 60 as well now, pretty solid. So one of the nice things about having Byakuya in here is that, apart from the fact that she's getting good levels too, is that she does have that Flying Fantastica, and because of the duration of these fights, like these fights can last quite a long time, so Byakuya has more chances to actually get that last word and give you bonus experience in a place that already gives you really high experience. It's a good sort of feedback loop here. And there's actually another level for Reimu too, so level 61, pretty good. We only really have Notori as a super low level character now, and honestly speaking, Notori is probably going to be a commander for the final setup, so I don't know how if I actually need to do much more beyond this. That'd be kind of cool actually if I could just not do you know, lots more after this. And there was another couple of levels, plus another power level. I actually, on the subject of power levels, I was checking, Samurai is really close to level 70 though. So what I might end up doing is just grinding out that last couple of power levels, so that I can show the formations that you would get for that. And I think I actually do want to use one of those formations too for the final boss, so that will probably come up. It's the best place to grind for power is actually stage 2, believe it or not. Not stage 2, stage 3, the second like overworld stage. Forest of Magic. Stage 2 is pretty good too, but stage 3 seems to be the best for power grinding. So that'll most likely be what we do in the sort of in-between stuff here. But I think we're getting pretty close to being done with this right now, because there's a lot of enemies still in this is room C that we're going into now. But it's we've been doing this for quite some time. It's once again approaching the 1 gig file size, and I think that is more than enough for one part. So I'm just gonna do this fight, and then I think we'll wrap it up. So this has been Game Cap, playing Touhou. This is our first, and next time we'll probably get the power level stuff, and maybe we'll be finishing this. I don't know. There's still a few more enemies to fight here that I want to show the mid-bosses off. Like, we haven't shown a single room C mid-boss off yet, and that is kind of a bit of a travesty. We should really try and do that. So yeah, that's maybe something that will happen, but if not, well, at least we tried, right?